Hello there, welcome back. This is Total OS Today, total technology for beginners and beyond. Well, those of you who know me by now, I don't tend to dismiss or shy away from hot or controversial topics. Maybe not the smartest thing to do, but hey, I figure if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here, this channel wouldn't be here. So I do my best to address some of the topics that maybe other YouTubers choose not to talk about. But let's take a look at some of your comments on the last video, the Windows 10 Privacy Apocalypse video. This is a comments corner number 44, I think. Before I begin, thank you for all of your comments. It is greatly appreciated. All right, Wolf Ranger 2008, hello. Hang on a second, this privacy issue is certainly not overblown. No worries, I know it's a quote you referred to, not stated. How anyone can agree or accept that Microsoft or any corporation should have access to the contents of private emails as a condition to the OS is either completely insane or part of those who will oversee and use this information. This policy alone is more than sufficient to make a prudent person, in my opinion, not go anywhere near Windows 10. It does not matter how good Windows 10 is, it is poisoned fruit. Yes, people have a choice. That said, how many non-tech savvy people fully comprehend what they are about to embark on when buying that shiny new Windows 10 computer on Black Friday? These are ordinary people who think they are getting a chance to grab an updated piece of tech at a bargain price. They have absolutely no idea. Okay, Wolf Ranger, thank you for your comments and your thoughts. I would tend to agree, and that's one of the reasons why this channel exists, is to help at least in on this topic, beginners who don't know what's going on when they get an operating system, and this can be probably any operating system. In this case, it happens to be Windows 10. When they get something free, a free upgrade, or buy a computer, they need to know what is involved and what they are agreeing to. And I see that a lot with Android apps too. That's probably true to some extent with Apple apps also. But I did not mean to be dismissive or nonchalant in my opinion of the privacy issue in Windows 10. I know I made a little joke about it in the last video. All I was saying is I understand what's going on. Even though I don't agree with it, I still choose, and again, this is the word, I still choose to use Windows 10. I can go into the control settings and adjust the privacy options, privacy settings, which beginners may not know what's going on. So maybe in the next video I'll show you guys a little bit of what I've done, at least to make myself less, well, not less private, a little bit more private and less out there in the open, as it were. But thank you for your opinion, Wolf Ranger 2008. I take this very, very seriously. That's why I posted the video. Okay, let's see. William Van Diesen, this is true, toss also my opinion. Willem, I believe you are referring to Wolf Ranger 2008. That's fine with me. Quail 66, hello. Firstly, I totally agree with your message, don't text and drive. By the way, Quails, thank you. I see this every day. I don't get it. I thought about getting a license plate that says the finger. So when I drive and follow the speed laws, the speed limit, and don't text and drive, and people whizzing by, passing me up with their cell phone and giving me the finger, I can say, nah, 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 I got the finger first. Anyway, just a thought. Okay, Windows 10, well, the more I read about it, the more concern I have about its privacy issues. Some people are saying even if you turn off the send data to Microsoft, it will send. Though this needs to be verified, someone needs to get a packet sniffer working to see exactly what is being sent. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I went into the control settings, privacy settings. I think I turned off a few things. I don't know if that actually keeps me private, but maybe it's a sense of feeling good that I'm doing what I can to remain as private as possible. But once again, no one has the right to take what is yours in terms of your privacy, of course, but this is the world that we live in, and the point I was making in the end is that we do have choices. You don't have to use any operating system that you are not comfortable with. All right, Goldie Kent, hello. If you want absolute piracy, The answer is simple. Oh, piracy. Yes, if you want absolute privacy. It's been a long day. Or piracy, depending on your point of view. If you want absolute privacy, the answer is simple. Don't buy a computer, or if you must, leave it in the box in a basement and never plug it in. Interesting. There are dangers and potential privacy issues with everything these days. Awareness and a sensible attitude to the sites you visited is probably good enough. I use Linux with a good many anti-spy add-ons with Firefox, but I think Windows 10 needn't be any less secure. All it takes is a little care in the correct settings. If you do anything such as banking over the internet, I would recommend a live Linux distro, but perhaps that's paranoia. Good points. I wrote no paranoia here. Yeah, I usually use a Linux when I'm doing stuff like banking over the internet, so it's completely understandable. I definitely feel safer in the end using Linux, so it's no paranoia here. All right, Arch Cider Arc. Hello. I'm beginning to take a step backwards from Windows again. Well, for one, the privacy thing, if the government is watching, ain't an issue, but somewhat of an unfair thing. The companies, it's their job to find data about users in ways other than putting microphones, recorders in every house. Okay. Secondly, since Windows keeps the dominant market share, does everything, crosses every line to do it, the reason why majority of people either don't know or properly informed about any other alternative like Linux, it should have been their responsibility to make a decent OS. Seriously, it is a multi-billion-dollar company. They should have just sold the OS without the inbuilt super spy to make a ton of money instead of baiting the user free OS. These rich monsters are the real cancers of the world. Arch, thank you for your comments. I did have to reply, having lost many close, wonderful human beings to cancer. I can tell you that the real cancer sucks, but I certainly understand your opinion, and thank you for posting. Main 1, of course, hello. This sounds like a Linux users don't have privacy concern in the OS, telling Windows 10 users don't worry about privacy. That's not what I said. Would be nice if Windows 10 could have all those privacy Linux features as well. Wouldn't that be cool? And let's see, I wrote down laughing out loud. Well, I worry. Sometimes you noticed I use Ubuntu Mate also. Yeah, I didn't say don't worry about privacy. I said, I think I said in the end you have choices. It's about choices. You don't have to upgrade or use Windows 10 if you don't want to. It's not like if you don't upgrade to Windows 10, your computer's going to blow up or anything. Is it? No, I don't think so. So in the end, you have choices. Ghost67, hello. I'm guessing the big scare that folks are feeling is because they're not used to MS data mining so heavily, and I guess most of the worried ones are Win7 users or Linux users, but this kind of invasion of our privacy is all around us every day. It's how the world works or doesn't. It's all over. Android is pretty much the same, barring Cortana in Windows 8.1. I hear it's pretty rife on OS X too. When we switch off the computer, go outside, it's the CCTV cameras that watch our every move on the streets, and so on. There was a mention here. Here in the UK, government bodies sell personal details from the electoral poll to anyone who wants them. It's the world that we live in. And there's actually a poll message on my cell phone now. No. Of course, I had to write interesting place, UK. Ghost replied, nice countryside, some great historical sites, overbearing government. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else though. Hey, I understand completely. Well, what can I say? I guess in some places we live in a non-privacy world, or a lack of privacy world. I don't like it, but again, we have to be aware of what's going on and make adjustments along the way, and part of those adjustments is about making choices. Judgment Vaughn, hello. It seems that users of Linux most concerned about privacy issue on Windows 10 or on Windows 10, laughing out loud. P.S. Windows have never been better. Of course, I replied, we are brave, tenacious, and maybe not too smart. Well, I don't know about all users of Linux using Windows 10. I mean, I dual boot. I don't use exclusively one or the other. But we should at least be aware of how our information is being thrown out there in the wild. Midfinger, for those of us who prefer to use the start screen menu informational programs, locking down makes the OS nearly useless if upgrading from Win 7. I had to reply, interesting but really useless. Maybe the features might be less, but is it really useless, say if you shut off Cortana? I don't think so. Orca Flauta back again. There is no price to be paid, period. Just because MS and NSA say you have to give up privacy, you made them the bosses. The internet is just a thing. It's either good or bad. I don't. Let's see. Let me just scroll down. Win 10 is the deal breaker. They just threw away their last chance to ever see me back as a customer. Basta. Finito. You must be Italian. Hey, pasta cannolis. I can understand your laissez-faire mindset toss, but I guess you're a bit too forgiving, too wobbly, and too soft. Orca, thank you again for posting. I like cats, so I guess I am soft a little bit. But as far as the channel being soft, I don't think so. In the past I've tackled subjects nobody else or very few others would tackle or address in a straightforward manner, and I've taken many verbal abuses in the past, but that's okay. As long as I helped someone, it's all worth it. So am I soft? When it comes to animals, yes, I'm soft. When it comes to technology, maybe I'm more realistic and pragmatic about things. That doesn't mean I accept it. Once again, it goes down to choices. All right, Midwest Moto Writer. I think you missed the point. It's not about technology or the internet. It's about Microsoft gathering all sorts of data on you and selling it. And if it turns out to be true, reaching into your machine and removing pirated software. Well, if it's pirated, shouldn't it be removed in the first place? Just a thought. Furthermore, it's not about if you have something to hide or not. It's about losing your freedom, or don't you care about that? Of course I care about freedom. That's why I have this channel, because you have choices. Let's see. Imagine you're sitting at home and the cops just bust in and start going through everything you own. Still don't care? I mean, you have nothing to hide, right? Well, except my meth lab. Just kidding, just kidding. Now imagine instead of the cops, it's Microsoft or Apple or Walmart. I mean, at some point you have to care. Okay. I did reply, au contraire, mon ami, why do most people turn on their phones, tablets, laptops, etc. to access the internet? I'm not condoning loss of freedom or privacy, which is why I promote Linux as a Windows user. Midwest Motor Writer did reply, but let me just say, suppose you bought a new cell phone, a new tablet, new PC, and there was no such thing as the internet. Would we still be having this conversation? Think about it. Okay, Midwest Moto Writer did reply, I agree, though I have that stuff turned off on my phone and tablet. Well, I don't have a phone. Technically, it belongs to the company I work for. Okay. In fact, I don't have GPS turned on in either case, and I have a second Google account for those devices. I feel like there are enough people, including some very vocal MS employees on Twitter and YouTube, getting upset with the Win 10 and the privacy settings, that this could in fact be an apocalypse for Microsoft if they don't address it. Very interesting. So I guess I wasn't too far off in calling it an apocalypse. If that does not happen, then it will be a sad day indeed if people become complacent with the lack of privacy. Midwest Moto Writer, thank you for posting. Look, I took the initiative to address this. Did not mean to be quite lackadaisical about it. I was just stating some facts and the realities of what is out there and how technology is being used for us and against us. Certainly I do care about privacy and freedom of information. That's why I do this, and of course it's all about choices. Kevin, what's up? If you go out into the World Wide Web, irregardless of your operating system, privacy is lost. I did reply at least a little, yes. Let's see, Orca, in this case you got it right regardless. Okay, very good English grammar here. Thank you, Orca. Kevin, I knew what you were saying. I don't have a problem with what you were saying, but I did reply to Orca. no need for insults. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, privacy. Use Linux, encrypt traffic with VPN. Use DuckDuckGo search engine, check for DNS leaks. I sometimes do use DuckDuckGo. I like ducks, Graham, to look or to eat. Hey, I love animals. So I wrote down I prefer to look at the ducks. Good advice. I prefer startpage.com. Graham to midfinger. I use Startpage. It won't work while using VPN. DuckDuckGo will. And blah, blah, blah. Okay, so thank you for all of your comments. I hope I've addressed some of your concerns, at least clarified my position in all this. I don't condone loss of privacy. I don't condone it at all. But I guess with technology, and specifically the internet, there's going to be a certain amount of loss of privacy, even with the most secure operating system. It is the reality of the situation of the world we live in. So again, it comes down to choices. If you don't like using Windows 10 or anything for that matter, then try something else. In my case, I dual boot with various versions of Linux. Alright, this has been a fairly long video. Sorry about that, but I do believe it was necessary to address this topic. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is having a terrific summer. If you live here in the United States, I'm having a rather unusual summer. The channel has grown, a lot of likes, shares, comments, but revenue is down. I wonder if there's a correlation between a reduction in privacy and a reduction of revenue. Hey, is that what's going on? Just a thought. Catch you guys later. And of course, enjoy your technology and don't text and drive. Thank you.